So today we're going to be doing a soft rope exercise on a Cinchy horse. And when I say Cinchy, a Cinchy horse is a horse that when you put that cinch, when you girth that horse up, they tend to either want to sit back or maybe dance around. Some horses are so bad that you cinch them up and they start to bucking immediately, and that can kind of be the extreme. But there's all different types of Cinchy horses. This particular horse, he likes to kind of dance around. He'll start to sit back a little bit. He's not awful, but he's not where I'd like him to be. And so we're going to use this exercise to try and get him to stand a little bit more quiet, more relaxed when we're saddling up. And so I don't want to use a whole saddle for this exercise when I can just use my soft rope to start to begin to build his confidence. And then when he's good with the soft rope pressure, then I can put the saddle on him and do the same exercises using an actual girth. So let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my soft rope and rub it all over my pony under the girth. I want to make sure before I go to cinch him up and wrap this around him that he's fairly confident and comfortable with just being touched with the soft rope. And he seems to be doing well. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my loop over here. And I'm going to grab it and I'm going to feed through here. And this is what simulates the tightening of the girth here. So you can already see he's starting to move around a little bit. He's starting to anticipate. He knows kind of what that feeling feels like. You can see him start to flinch a little bit when I start to apply pressure. And so my goal here is for him to get a little bit more relaxed, to not have to feel like he has to move away from the pressure. Now, just so that people know, a lot of times this is a problem that can be totally avoided if we exercise really good saddling techniques. A lot of people just crank up on that girth when they go to cinch up their horse, and what happens is those horses develop sores that sometimes you can't even see, either along their withers or on their back or underneath their barrel, and so they experience a lot of pain. And so what they're doing when they're sitting back or bucking is they're trying to get away from that pain and that discomfort. It's not that they're really trying to act out most of the times. So in this situation, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gradually slide that down. You see that head pop up there? I'm going to keep sliding that down just until I make contact. I'm going to take a nice big deep breath, let him know he made a good choice by not wiggling around too much. That head did pop up, but he went and now he's dropped it back down. I'm going to go ahead and give him a rub, and I'm going to take the pressure away and take the pressure off him. Let him know that he doesn't have to stand there with that pressure if he's doing a good job, at least for now. I'm going to go right back to it. I'm going to slide my loop right back down. I'm going to apply pressure. This time, I'm going to apply a little bit more pressure there, and I'm going to hold. And so he's got direct pressure. You can see him start to wiggle a little bit. He's thinking about moving, but he's doing pretty good. I'm going to stay with him here. Now, if I had a horse that wanted to wiggle and move, I just wiggle back and forth with them until they relax. And then the moment they relax, I'll take the pressure away, take the pressure off of them, but then I'll go right back to it. There, good boy, I like that. And so by doing this, what we're doing is we are just training them to experience that pressure through practice. And so by practicing cinching him up here, he's getting an opportunity to be exposed to that pressure. And if he were to wiggle, I could stay with him, work him through it until he relaxes, and then take the pressure away. I like that. Again, he's rocking back and forth a little bit, but not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and apply a lot more pressure here. I'm going to crank right down on him there. Good boy. He's standing nice and still and relaxed. And I'm going to take the pressure away. What a pony. Good boy. So now I'm just going to let him stand there for a few moments, let him know he made some really good choices, and I'm going to go right back to it. Pressure. And now I've got a lot of pressure on him he's got to deal with. Atta boy. Good pony. And right back to it. I'm going to apply pressure. There. And one more time. Pressure. Good pony. And this time, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tie it on there with the release knot. And I'll let him just sit there with the pressure on him. And I'm just going to rub and love on him, let him know that he made a good choice. Remember, if you've got a Cinchy horse and you're going to be working with this exercise, make sure that you take your time. Any progress is progress. So you don't have to go from 0 to 100. Start with a light cinching and get him used to that. And then maybe the next day, you know, pick it up a little bit more and add a little bit more pressure and get him comfortable to that. And same thing when you're saddling your horse. Don't just crank it up. You should always tighten your cinch in steps. Take your time. You should tighten your cinch at least 2 or 3 times. And so what that means is the first time when you put your saddle on, you're just going to make sure that that saddle's in place. And then the second time that you go to check it before you get on, you're just going to snug it up a little bit and draw it up. And then that third time, you know, if it still feels like you got a little bit more give in there, go ahead and snug it up a little, but you don't want to cut your pony in half. You want your saddle affixed to your horse firm enough that it's not going to roll or sway or anything like that, but not so tight that you're digging in to your pony's girth and barrel line, because we want to make sure that we preserve our pony's health and that we keep them comfortable so that they can ride for us and do all the other things that we ask them to do. So if we're fair and soft and steady with them, we're going to get awesome results. Just take your time.